Warning.
This is the most important
podcast
of our lifetime.
Hello, everyone.
What is Hapatarian?
So what is Hapa? So when you put together Hapatarians, what is that?
You know the thing.
They're here to awkward it up for you guys.
Which is a very interesting and beautiful mix of humanity.
Anyone who has a podcast,
You're an extremist.
Shut up!
all right, let's get to it. Hey, what's happening? And welcome to the Hapatarians Show, the only podcast that doesn't have an episode title with the word gate in it. At least I think so. I didn't do any research on this. Who knows? Please don't forget to subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, and in the comments, tell us how much you love the Hapa ethno state. Our guest today has all the jokes, like Jew jokes, Mexican jokes, jokes about not even knowing that you were sick. It's the host of It's Too Late with Alan Mosley. It's Alan Mosley. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty well, but I've been getting a lot of sun lately. Look at this. Like, you see that right there? Is that coming up? Like
that is
my
a tan. Holy
like
shit.
I can literally feel my IQ going down. It's crazy. It's all right. Is that a good way to start the show? I don't know.
I think that's a great way to start the
Okay,
show. Yeah.
all right.
I mean, you can't really tell. Like, I could see it because I know it. It's there. I've been wearing sunglasses a lot lately since it's bright and sunny out, and so now you can see a little tan below my eyes. It's like, anyway, yeah, it's really attractive.
I didn't even realize this was happening until somebody told me, but apparently my driving arm is now a shade darker than my other arm, and now I'm paranoid about it. Like I'm a freak now.
It's like, put your arm by the window. You try to cover it. You put something on there.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
You can definitely see that.
So now when I'm driving, I try to turn my arms like this. So get
your arms in your lap.
Yeah. It's probably fine. Look, I've driven a few times before. It's all right.
Yeah, I mean, because before I always thought that the glass was like it would deflect UV rays from the sun. That's what comes out of the sun, right? UV rays. I don't know. I don't remember science in school, but yeah. So now you're right, because I get paranoid when I'm driving and try to cover my arms or not have my arms. I don't know. It's kind of weird once you see that. Your whole mind just completely goes all frantic and crazy.
See, I used to think too that, like, if you were swimming in a pool, that if you're worried about like sunburn, then just go under the water. But then I learned apparently later in life the water acts kind of like a focus crystal, so you're actually still getting sunburned even if you're under the surface of the water. I don't know. Sounds like a bunch of fucking commie gobbledygook to me. I don't know. But then again, my science teacher in middle school was named Miss Beatty, and she was stacked. So I don't remember anything about what she said.
Oh man, that's wow.
Yeah.
It would have been hilarious if this teacher was Mr. Beatty,
and he was stacked. Yeah. No, I grew up in a simpler time, so it wasn't like that for me. But kids these days, God bless them.
It's funny you're talking about the sun rays and the pool. It's like, why can't it be the same thing with like when you shoot a gun underwater and it's supposed to stop the bullet? Why can't it do the same thing with the freaking sun? I mean, come on.
But actually, they did a Mythbusters about that. So actually, you are protected if you're underwater from guns. That's actually a thing. So in the movies where you see like the little they look like little bitty torpedoes going through the water, that's BS. So if they're shooting at you with like a high-powered rifle, the bullet would just break up upon impact, like shooting cement. It would be the same thing as like if you fell out of a plane and crashed into the water, you would break up on impact as well. You don't just go into the water and start swimming. Yeah. That's what. So they did for real. They did a Mythbusters on this where they took like a 50 caliber Barrett and they were shooting into an Olympic swimming pool, and like on the bottom of the pool they had the ballistic gel. The bullets don't even reach it. They don't even reach it. So now if a sniper is gunning at you at the YMCA, just jump in the pool.
I was just going to say that maybe we should have all the schools in water so that if someone wants to decide to do a school shooting, they can't. Yeah. It's underwater.
Amen. Yeah, exactly. If there's one thing I know that you don't have to worry about underwater, it's getting shot. That's all I'm saying. There's other things to worry about apparently, but not that.
Maybe like like a close range where you're literally like right next to the person, then probably you're probably gonna get fucked. But yeah, if you're distance, then nothing's gonna happen.
I think it's something about like if it's a lower power cartridge, and so it's like it's not like a supersonic round, then it will punch. It's like it's counterintuitive. A lower power weapon will punch through the water. A higher powered rifle the bullet will just explode on impact. So like a 50 cal, it just blows up in the water. And which by the way, when they shot the water, the water splashes all the way up to the ceiling of like this gymnasium, which is kind of cool. But the bullet doesn't even hit the gel. But then they used like an M1 Garand, like the World War II rifle, and it was hitting ballistic gel. So if you get chased down by any World War II vets with their service rifle, you're still in trouble. But if it's the current day feds, you're all right.
So the technology for guns has gone down since World War II. You would think it was the opposite.
Well, because I think the thing is that like, you know, if you it's something about, because I think they actually did this with just ballistic gel just out in the open, that there's a certain level of power of cartridge that it punches through, but it's able to do it because the round remains intact. But at a certain point, it just explodes. But of course, needless to say, if you were the ballistic gel and the round exploded, that wouldn't mean that you'd be okay. That would mean you would explode as well. You would. Oh my god. Yeah. So don't worry. That means the M1 Garand shot you would punch through you, as opposed to the 50 cal, which makes you pop. So I don't know. Beggars can't be choosers, though, right?
It's like which one does how do you want to go out? You know, that whole thing. But yeah, so speaking of underwaters is a perfect segue, right?
Speaking of how you want to go out, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And I know that you talked about this on your show recently as well, about this. Like it's basically like sweeping the nation and the world. Everyone's talking about this this submersible, I think you would call it. And I learned that each person that was in there paid $250,000 to be a part of this. And I'm just like, man, I mean, I guess because you're just dirty, filthy, stinking rich, you're like, $250,000 they want to submersible the Titanic. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. But then, so I wanted to show you this video. I asked you if you've seen this and you hadn't, so I was like, perfect. We're gonna watch this. And this is one of the guys I believe that was in. I think he was in there. I believe he was the CEO and founder of OceanGate. I'm pretty sure he was part of the one of the passengers. But anyway, so we'll go ahead and see this. And it's just so for people who haven't seen what the inside of it looks like, if you haven't like seen social media or the news, whatever, I'm sure they've shown you so many angles. Oh yeah, that's what a ship looks like. It looks like a flashlight and all these other things. So we'll go ahead and check this out. It's on Instagram. All right.
Captain Rush, I'm the CEO and founder of OceanGate. Let's take a look at Titan. So we're coming into the sub. This is the only toilet available on a deep diving submersible. Best seat in the house. You can look out the viewport. We put a privacy screen in, turn up the music, and it's very popular. We have our control screen here, our sonar screen here, and we can put any image we want in the back. We've taken a completely new approach to the sub design, and it's all run with this game controller and these touch screens. So if you want to go forward, you press forward. If you want to go back, you go back. Turn left, turn right, go down, go up. And it's Bluetooth, so I can hand it to anybody. And it's meant for a 16-year-old to throw it around, and super durable. We keep a couple of spares on board just in case. This is the second year we've been out to the Titanic. We went out in 5 8-day missions. We did about 10 dives to the wreck site of the Titanic, and we did an extra dive on an undiscovered reef that we found. Completely privately funded operation, and we're funded by we call mission specialists who help support the mission. So they take quite a bit of money to come and join us. Years ago, the Russians took tourists out to the Titanic, and it was just sort of a look and see thing. We really are focusing on the science around it. We want to document what the wreck is like now, and also try to predict what it'll be like in the future. My name is Stockton Rush.
Well, so it was privately funded. So checkmate libertarians.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Russians are also doing the same thing. So thanks, Putin. So I guess it's all Russia's fault. This is why all these people died, because hey, if Russia's doing it, let's try it ourselves. And so we have to have an enemy somewhere, I guess, for this.
So I know that there's people that have made the observation that isn't it funny that the toilet is where the viewport is.
Yeah.
So like if you said, sorry guys, I gotta go to the bathroom, then that means you're the only one who gets to look out. Like you're basically everyone else is just in a capsule.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot of things about it that seem kind of weird. I mean, obviously, people have pointed out the fact that he's using like a. I actually have one. I don't feel like getting up right now. I literally have the little Logitech like F170. Like just it's like the off-brand PlayStation controller that you would plug into. It's a USB for a PC. I literally have one sitting on the table. Apparently, that controls the fucking submarine right there.
It looked like an Xbox controller. Like just a standard Xbox controller. It's just like it's Bluetooth and that spares, but apparently that was one of the reasons that they lost communication and all that stuff, is the fact that the controller wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, that's the other thing too, is that so it's Bluetooth, and the purpose of that is it's wireless, and he's bragging about how you could let other people drive if they want to or whatever. Is that so? First of all, like even if you felt very confident going in that it was a safe thing, I still wouldn't feel comfortable with you handing the controls to various other people on the vessel. That's number one. And number two, anyone who's ever used one of these things and who's ever been like, damn it, my service sucks, or hey, dude, Shane, let me show you this funny video really quick, and oh shit, it won't load. We just died. If we were on the sub, we just died. Like, you're going to think that now. From now on, now that I've said that, every single time you pull up your phone to show somebody something funny that you saw and you can't get to load, we just died if we were in a submarine.
The thing that you're down there for other people, so there's 5 total. Mm-hmm. And there's someone just on with their controller. They're driving the submarine. It's like, how do you even know? I guess they have like a map, whatever. But don't go off the right. Don't go off to the left. We better go straight to where we need to go to look at the Titanic. And I mean, the fact that you're going so far down, there and under the water. I mean, if anything, I mean, obviously something went wrong, but if anything, even the tiniest thing went wrong, you're like, oh shit, I could die now. This could be it. This is it. I mean, the whole time you're down there, you're thinking, this is probably my life. My life's flashing through before my eyes this whole time I'm down here, because it's gonna implode. The water pressure is gonna be so freaking heavy and powerful that everything's gonna, and you're not gonna feel it. Hopefully it was instant. These people that died, hopefully it was just instantaneous.
Yeah, so my understanding is that it was something like 3 milliseconds is the time it takes from the moment that like the pressure breaks to the time that it's just metal shards and meat sacks floating in the ocean is like 3 milliseconds. So I think basically none of them really felt anything other than horror. I mean, there was that. But I mean, and also too, like, you know, because I'm not a big deep sea diver. Actually, you know what? I'll just let this out here. This is a big scoop for your show. Everyone has like their fears and stuff. I have a really high pain tolerance. I don't really fear a lot of stuff. That's not me bragging. I'm actually an idiot. This is why I get hurt. One thing I'm terrified of is like drowning deep underwater. So first of all, you wouldn't catch me there. I wouldn't volunteer to go. But second of all, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but like, I know the submarine has a whole bunch of like lamps and headlights and stuff, because isn't it like you don't have to go very far down and everything's just going to be pitch black because the light doesn't penetrate only so far. So like they must have, like, let's say we don't know for sure. I don't think what happened, but if they lose power somewhere in the descent and now they're just floating to the sea floor without any control, but let's say the pressure hasn't busted the submarine yet, they don't see anything, right? It's just black.
Yeah. It's like basically being asleep the whole time.
Yeah, probably just take a nap. That'd be the best thing you could do in that situation.
Right. Oh man, that's crazy to because that actually reminded me of it's kind of like a macabre thing to mention. I mean, we're talking about death, so it's kind of crazy, but I had seen this video of this guy. He was recording himself, but wasn't like you weren't seeing him, but you were kind of seeing like he was having the phone, the camera was pointing that way, but it was like in front of him, whatever, and he was just going down in the ocean, and he had lost oxygen at some point, and you're basically watching a guy basically die while he's going down, and he's holding a phone or a camera or whatever, and it's kind of creepy to see, like, oh yeah, and then the camera just falls and there it just sits there because the guy died because he had lost oxygen while he was going down, doing whatever he was doing in the water. And it wasn't like it was anywhere deep as that, but just the fact that he had done that is, oof. Well, that's a crazy way to go.
I mean, apparently the story now though is that they've actually been dead for a while now. Like they actually died like a week ago.
Yeah, and we're now catching wind of the story.
Yeah, but they were like, they were hyping it up and talking about, oh, I wonder if they can be found, and this is how many hours of oxygen they have left, and we're going to bring in the Navy. And then they were saying, oh, they were using sonar, or oh, they heard some tapping on this day and time. And then it turned out that was all BS because they had died days ago. It was all like the whole story, like basic, because the story wouldn't have been in the news cycle for a week if it had come out on Saturday and they just said, yeah, they're dead. Then we wouldn't,
Yeah. And I saw something too, and I'm sure a lot of people are looking at this story. I saw Netflix. I mean, it was a joke, but it was like it's like Titanic 2. And then Netflix they're like, oh, looking at their chops, like, ooh, here's the money opportunity. We can sneak in and make a documentary or some kind of fictionalized story about it.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I saw some people say that, like, imagine how pumped the Titanic ghosts must be that they have some new friends.
Yeah, Titanic 2, freaking Submarine 0. There you go.
Yeah,
not coming down here to see us. It's a freaking sunken ship. Get it? We get it. Like I guess the only one who can apparently do it is James Cameron. He's the only one that can go down and see it multiple times and come back to tell the story.
Yeah. Exactly. So this isn't the first time like the Titanic's been like scoped out. So it's not that this is brand new technology because it's been done. I guess this was new technology in the sense of they were making it like a tourist attraction type of thing, I guess. So I don't know. That was part of what confused me back before we knew what we know now, where I was like, well, don't they have like that super thick, awesome yellow submarine that James Cameron and shit went down in? Like, can't they at least go down there and just visibly verify if they're there or not or whatever? And then you didn't hear anything. And then it was like, oh yeah, they died last week. And it's like, then what have we been like? What's this countdown timer of their oxygen on CNN? I don't get what happened here.
That wasn't a real thing, was it? It would have been hilarious if that was like, oh yeah, the oxygen level's at 19%. It's getting real low, guys.
Well, I remember them like they had calculated it out that they were thinking it was going to be somewhere around Thursday afternoon or something. Is when they were like scheduled to run out of oxygen. But all of that was BS. Basically every report on the news that you saw since Sunday was all them just making shit up because it's been over since then.
Jeez.
Which is kind of weird. It's like I don't get the appeal of just saying, well, let's just drag this story out for the rest. Now, I know that there's conspiracy people out there that would say there's a reason why they manufactured a story for a week, but just to say, I'm just saying that they manufactured the story for a week. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I guess they had nothing else to talk about. So, yeah, we talked about other things so many times. Ugh, what else are we gonna talk about? How about this submarine or submersible thing that's down to 5 people in it, and or maybe dead? We don't know. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's talk about that for a week and a half. Yeah, let's do that. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So this is a little of a segue and a little off topic, but it's similar. I don't know. I'm trying to segue into this. I'm terrible at that. Anyway, so there's this Twitter thread that was interesting, and it's from a guy named Zach Voorhees. He's a Google whistleblower, whatever. So it's at Perpetual Maniac if you want to see it for yourself. If you're not watching this right now, so it's about the Titanic and the conspiracy, quote unquote, behind how it actually sunk. So the first tweet is, since no one is offering the conspiracy narrative of the submarine, here goes. Well, if you read the primary sources from the survivors of the Titanic, you'll see a disturbing trend. Survivor after survivor doesn't mention an iceberg. They mention an incredible explosion that rocked the ship before it sank. We've all become familiar with the phrase jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Yet no one is mentioning the obvious. Icebergs can't cut through hardened steel hulls. And then, if why would the Titanic be blown up? Well, it turns out the industrialists opposed to the creation of the Federal Reserve were on that ship. He lists 4 names. This is even mentioned in the movie Titanic in one scene, where there are a group of people arguing against the creation of the Federal Reserve. It's extremely short, a few seconds, but it's there. Unfortunately, for those behind this conspiracy, presumably the current stockholders of the Federal Reserve, the Titanic sits in international waters. Unregulated salvage operations can proceed on the Titanic. Why, or what would they presumably fly? What would they presumably fly? I can't talk. That the hull buckling in by an iceberg is actually a buckling out by an explosive. This fact can't be hidden forever, and the media is starting to tease limited disclosures to the public. So he screenshots a headline that says a coal fire may have helped sink the Titanic. To close this loophole, the internationalists are clamping down on visitation so that no unauthorized persons can visit the Titanic wreckage without a permit. And I saw a video talking about that was kind of similar to that, where James Cameron was totally opposed to this whole OceanGate thing and saying, yeah, we shouldn't have people just going down there. Yeah, you have a lot of money. That's great. But you kind of have to know what you're doing. You have to get permits or whatever the regulation or the maybe not the regulation, but like the protocol to do this. Because you can't just go down there. You're going freaking, I don't know how many feet it is that the Titanic is in. You gotta know what you're doing.
I just want to point out that Kremlin and Bud Light are trending over there. What a time to be alive.
I know, right? Oh, the Astros and Dodgers are playing each other. Wow. So the fact that this submarine dude was able to offer trips at all is a little suspect. The fact he was able to do it with an uncertified experimental submarine controlled by a wireless game controller makes no sense. The additional fact that he specifically excluded hiring experienced pilots because they were, quote, 50-something white people, unquote, yet was still permitted. So what's going to happen? The people in the submarine likely perished. Well, this is before we knew, but I'm open to being wrong. But this event will be used as leverage to make the Titanic off limits by visitation by the citizens of the West so that the narrative of the Federal Reserve is preserved. Oh, look, the Rothschild dynasty funded this thing. What a surprise. That, right. I remember when I learned that too, I was thinking, wow, okay, now here's some more conspiracy fuel. Oh, the Rothschilds behind this. Oh, okay. And OceanGate. I mean, come on. What? It's like this is the whole. It's like right in front of our eyes. We're planning this whole thing out right in front of you, OceanGate. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What other kind of name is that supposed to? Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then he shares a tweet. But then I'll go under that tweet to continue what he says. The hull of the Titanic was 1 inch, 26 millimeters of steel. That puts in the same league as an icebreaker ship whose hull ranges from 25 to 75 millimeters. As predicted, we are now in a call action phase in the media to shut down all access to the Titanic. And Reuters tweeted, all trips to the site should be stopped until the cause of the OceanGate expedition submersible failure is determined. Says Michael Goulian, a scientist and a journalist who recalled his own expedition in 2000. So he's kind of saying, or basically saying that the reason the Titanic went down wasn't because of an iceberg, it was because of an explosive, and basing off of what survivors had said and recalled, saying that they had heard an explosive,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't just some random iceberg. And some Federal Reserve or some opponents of the Federal Reserve creation were on board. And then the whole OceanGate thing with the Rothschild being a part of it. I mean, this whole thing is just, I mean, I don't know what this, it's like a pretzel. It's crazy.
So I just want to say, just to play devil's advocate and say that to me, it rings hollow when people who have been able to experience seeing the Titanic then say other people shouldn't get to. It's like, yeah, it's so easy. Like, it's so easy for James Cameron to say that, oh, yeah, you guys shouldn't go down there. It's like, well,
Yeah.
okay, but what if I want to? You got to. Why should I not get to? Actually, you want to know what I think is kind of weird? And maybe it's just because I'm a poor redneck, so I don't understand money. But I actually thought $250,000 seemed low. Like, rich people spend more money than that on really dumb shit. Like, there's rich people that gamble that much money on, like, the Celtics. There's always really stupid. There'll be people bet more money than that on the Super Bowl who all they know about football is what colors the teams are wearing. So,
Right.
So I'm just saying, of the things that a billionaire could spend their money on, that's not that much money, but that's like a once in a lifetime. You're now in the 0.0000001% of people who have been able to see it like live and in person, right? It's the same thing as space voyage, right? Like if you're going to go with Elon Musk up to see outer space or whatever, it's like you're now in such a tiny fraction elite list that if I had that kind of money, I'd be willing to spend a lot of money to say I got to go to space. I would expect it to cost more than that. But
yeah, if it ended up being the same where Elon Musk was on one of those SpaceX shuttles to go up in space, but it exploded.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
there you go. Elon Musk is now no longer alive because that happened. Just like the CEO founder of OceanGate.
I think there's also a certain level of, like, if you're someone who's that rich and also like that controversial, at least in certain circles, no matter what happens, if something happens to you, it's going to be looked on with suspicion. Like if Elon Musk just chokes on a chicken bone tonight at dinner and dies, people are going to think, oh, he was poisoned. Who ordered the hit? And it'd be like, well, I don't know, probably the Jews, but it could just be that he choked.
Yeah, it's like George Bush choking on a pretzel. It was George Bush, right? I think that's him. It was one of the presidents. I'm pretty sure it was George Bush choking on a pretzel, right? Maybe.
I don't know. I'll ask him when I get to hell. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, George, did you choke on that pretzel? No. What are you talking about? I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah,
this is going somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, this is just more of like maybe it's just like me talking about my own personal philosophy. But like, if I was so rich, like if you're at the level of rich that you're like, oh yeah, I own a $30 million yacht. That's just a thing I have of the many things I have. Then if that's something you can just have, and that's not even your whole life, that's just one of your toys, then I would spend a couple $100,000 to have a once in a million year opportunity. Absolutely. Right. So I don't know. It seems weird to me that it was that low. And it also seems weird to me that they would then try to just totally shut it down, because even though this was a tragedy, it seems like there would be a market for it.
I mean, there's 5 people on there, so apparently 5 people were convinced to go on there. I mean, I read one story where what I think like it was like a father and son, I think, was on there.
Yeah, they were. So I think
Crazy.
a lot of people's attitude also is that like they sympathize with the 4 other passengers, because it's like, well, obviously this was out of their control and this was a terrible accident. But there's a lot less sympathy for the CEO guy, because it's like he's more directly responsible for what happened than those other people.
I mean, I guess it was kind of tie into like people blaming gun manufacturers because someone used a gun to kill somebody or something like that. It's like, well,
yeah, which is ridiculous, but there's people that do that though. Like, I mean, that's what happened to Remington. I think, wasn't that after the shooting in the was that after Sandy Hook that they sued Remington because they had made the rifle and they won. Like it's basically all but bankrupted that longtime arms manufacturer over a school shooting, as if Remington, they did it. It's Remington's fault,
like Remington paid the kid, hey, you go do the shooting, and then we're finally
exactly.
in the news now.
Well, yeah, why blame Remington for what the FBI did? Like
right, exactly. But I mean, I saw some people who they were just clowning on everybody that was involved because $250,000. Oh wow, you have so much money, you can just go into submarine or whatever and go down there. I don't have that much money. Who cares? I hope they fucking die. Or they're just being fucking ridiculous.
There's always going to be the haves and the have-nots, and there's always going to be that element of the have-nots who just hate rich people, and if something bad happens to someone of means, they will just laugh at it. It doesn't matter who they are or what good they do or don't do. But you know what, my retort to that always is that most of the kinds of people who are laughing on Twitter because these people died are also the kinds of people that if they won the Powerball, they would go broke in 5 years. And it happens all the time, by the way. Like, you can look, anyone can Google this. It's a really high percentage of lottery winners that declare bankruptcy. It's crazy how many it is.
I mean, it was like that one guy who won Press Your Luck. There's a freaking documentary about that guy and how his life pretty much went downhill after that.
Yeah.
After he figured out the game and how it was played and how the patterns of where the lights was and not getting the whammies and all that stuff. And after he won the money, and it was great maybe the first couple of weeks, but then after that it just went downhill. It was terrible.
So this is actually a conversation I've had with a few buddies of mine for over years now, over decades at this point. Of A, I don't understand how people who win that kind of money can go broke, and B, I just think to myself, like, when I say I don't understand how they go broke, it's because I think to myself in my own fantasy world of, if I won that much money, there's just not enough things for me to spend money on, for me to like wasn't it like earlier this year or the end of last year that the Powerball got up to like right over $1 billion, $1 billion. Yeah. And of course, whatever, they take the payout, the taxes are like whatever they are,
like shitload of money. I mean, after all that shit out, I mean, come on.
Yeah, so they actually only made something like 525 million. I mean, I say only, but it is only when the jackpot was over $1 billion. It is only, but still,
right.
If you like you and Nico should talk about this, that like, if we won $500 million, could you think of enough things to spend money on that you would go bankrupt? Like, I could, and I don't mean think of as in just things that exist, but like you actually would, like things that you love, that you would really like to have. If you bought all the things that you're interested in and all the hobbies you wanted to do and the cars or the instruments, or you want to build a studio and do a show or whatever it is you want to do, all the things I could think of that I think of all of my deepest, darkest desires, I'd still have like 450 million left over. But these people go bankrupt. They do,
See,
though.
I don't understand. Yeah.
I don't know.
But I guess
I kind of
but
want to meet
maybe-
one, and we should meet one and have him on the show and ask him.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Like I'm not making fun of you. I'm impressed. How did you lose all your money?
Yeah. And I'm sure it's a lot of them are probably, about all the cars and went on all these trips and then maybe they gave it to someone else, gave it to some family. And other people came over and, hey, we should have some of the money too. That might have been a part of it where family was like, hey, we see you got $100 million there. Maybe you should give us give us like $5 million. We're just asking for $5 million. That's it. That's it. $5 million.
Yeah.
I
Now,
don't know. But
this is I don't know why I'm doing this literally live on air, but yeah, I just had to look at, because I was just thinking to myself, like, let's say I want to go tour Italy. I want to have we're talking 5-star hotels, filet mignon every night. Like we're not talking about a vacation on a budget. We're talking rich and
you can do
famous.
what the fuck you want. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, for a few grand, you can go to Italy and have a pretty good time. And when I say pretty good time, I mean you're not bumming it. So for something like 20 grand, you'd basically be hobnobbing with the stars, and you could be in Italy for a few weeks or whatever. You could then take that same type of vacation 20,000 more times on the amount of money. So you won't live long enough. You won't live long enough to see the whole world before you before you run out of that money. And yet these people have gone bankrupt. The only thing I've heard, I don't know this for certain, but the only thing I've heard is that a lot of these people, it's not them doing it. It's that they'll get in with a whole bunch of other people, and then they'll, it'll be everybody saying, hey, come invest in my business.
Right.
Hey, come get my business off the ground. Or so they'll buy a bunch of stuff for other people, and that's where a bunch of money goes. They'll buy a bunch of stuff for their friends and family. And I get some friends and family you want to help out because you just have the means to do it. Like, I've always thought I wouldn't buy people stuff. I would just pay their debt. That's what I would do. I know, you're my buddy. I like you. So I'd be like, Shane, I'm not going to buy you guys like a mansion. I would just be like, just tell me what your debt is. Mortgage, car payments, everything. I'm just going to pay off your debt. Everything you have in your possession, you will now own outright. And then you just do with that whatever you want. But if you did that, you'd still have that would, in the grand scheme of things, that wouldn't be that much money. Like, you'd still have 498 million left.
Yeah, if you use 2% of your money.
Yeah, that would be something very generous you could do for people in your social circle, and you would still have 98% of your money left. Yeah, and these people went bankrupt. It's crazy. You could build submersibles to go see the Titanic, and that's still nothing. That's still nothing, though.
Or you can have Elon Musk build a rocket, and then he can come on, and you go up there, and then nobody has money in that rocket. Everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just said that Elon Musk died twice in a rocket.
Yeah, now it's gonna happen by the time this episode airs, and yeah. So anyway, what will you remember most about Elon?
Well, I think when he brought in the toilet to Twitter HQ was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. Was it a sink? No, it was a sink.
Yeah, it was
it a sink?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. I screwed that up. Damn it.
Yeah.
Crap.
Sorry about your joke.
Yeah.
Wow. You're getting old. That's what it is. You got to have notes.
I know. I'm getting old. I can't talk. Can't read Twitter threads apparently without slurring words.
No, dude, that's
English.
This is where I'm at. This is why the camera angle is exactly the diameter that it is. Because if it were even an inch further, people would see that I have a whole monitor here with all my show notes on it, because I've gotten too old to do a podcast. That's but in my defense, though, David Letterman has like a dude down there with giant index cards, okay, so it's not just me.
That would be fun if you could have someone do that for you, like off to the side, just have some big freaking poster board of their whole monologue or whatever.
Well, see,
That'd be
we've
kinda
said
cool.
that every single year that when we do our one live event, we should do that. Like, since there's going to be people in the room, we should like have the cue card guy, and
Yeah.
just we'll have a few people kind of, we'll actually have a crew as opposed to me and Dave, or
Right.
in your case, you and your computer just
Yeah.
trying to do it all on the cuff. But
Right.
but what we've learned though is there's one thing we need way more than someone showing me cue cards is we need the person who's facing the audience holding up the sign that says laugh or clap or, snicker, because audiences are gay.
I mean, that's what I needed for that freaking joke that I was trying to say about Elon Musk bringing a sink.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you were saying. That's hilarious. No,
So
you
you
fucked it up.
Yeah, you need a laugh react button. You got to have your little button that you can hit.
Yeah, I need something like that. On the showing, oh yeah, I have no button. I have nothing.
I don't know why I don't know why we're discussing this mid episode while we're live on air, but this is going to be my gift to you. I'm going to make all this shit for you. I'm going to make
that'd
you
be great.
Yeah, see,
That would be
we're
awesome.
we're gonna do one of these things right here, and we're gonna set you up with some laugh reacts and some Norm Macdonald's and some other
Let's
good
do
shit.
this. Let's
And
go.
so, because what's the old saying? If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's this whole thing is baffling.
yeah, exactly. That's what this whole thing is. Thank you. Yes.
Podcasting, baffling people with bullshit. Right?
Yeah, like I'm
guess.
not gonna be one of these people who spends like 40 hours researching some topic and writes a fucking essay and then just basically reads it over some dramatic music in the background, and that's when they found out the call was coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
After this break, we'll find out what happened to Julie. Like, I'm never gonna do that shit. I'm just gonna say bad words and click buttons.
I was trying to figure out a good way to segue into the thing that I wanted to get to next, but I think this is a really bad time to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
This is a really bad segue, but I wanted to go back to Elon Musk because I said that he was going to die in a rocket explosion. This is the third time now I said this, where he's going to die in a rocket explosion in his own rocket. But anyway, so Occupy Democrats tweeted this, and they said, Republican billionaire Elon Musk is thrust into another nightmare PR disaster as it's revealed that the missing Titanic submersible company previously praised his satellite communication company Starlink and said that it would be relying on the service to provide the communications for the Titanic expedition. I don't know if that's true. Who knows? The world lost all communication with the submersible, and its crew shortly after it began its journey towards the sunken wreck. A massive search and rescue effort is currently underway, but prospects look grimmer by the hour. The crew has limited oxygen and cannot exit the craft without outside help. It must be stated that at this point, there is no direct indication that Starlink failed or was the cause of this terrifying and possibly tragic incident. That said, given Musk's long history of screw-ups and reckless dishonesty, an investigation should be launched. Retweet and heart if you demand an investigation. Now, this is the part where it gets like, what the fuck? Like, this is the whole part of this. What led to this? And consider investing in Tribal, a woke new Twitter competitor that is currently doing a round of equity crowdfunding and just blew past $1.4 million raised from 3,600 of its users. If you want to own a small piece of what is quickly becoming the next big thing in social media, here is the link to do so. You can invest as little as $100 or as much as you'd like. Here's the link to download the new Tribal app that Elon Musk is so afraid of. Yeah, I'm sure he's really afraid of your stupid fucking Tribal app. Like, come on. This whole thing was to basically promote their woke Twitter competitor.
Mm-hmm. It must be stated that we're goddamn retards, but is Elon Musk to blame for the war in Ukraine? That's the dumbest shit I can't believe you just read that out loud. Holy shit. That has to be satire. That can't be real people. It just can't, right? Like, my
Like
God.
when I read that, I was thinking, okay, they're Elon Musk, whatever. That's fine. Understandable, I guess. But then the whole thing is, oh, but you should invest in our Twitter competitor website. Like, and you even said in your thing, hey, people are losing oxygen. These people pretty much, they might be dead now. I mean, obviously this was before. They might be dead. I don't know. We don't have no idea. But you should donate as little as $100 for a fucking tribal app.
Those 3,600 people are lacking a little oxygen. That's
yeah. They're probably gonna have some brain aneurysms after here.
now keep in mind, you can donate as little as $100, but they were all losing their shit when Elon Musk wanted to charge $8 for their blue check.
Right.
Lost their shit.
That's what they should have said. As little as $8. That's what they should have said. Stick it to you, Elon. $8 for our fucking app.
Yeah.
But no, he didn't do that.
No, so they're never going to do that, and that app's going to fail. And it's just, I don't know, it's going to fail. Just like what's the name of Trump's thing? Truth Social. Yeah, it's a failure. They're all going to fail because for one, the current major like conglomerates, they got to where they are partly because they were first, and partly because they've had help. But also, like, the market can only like support so many of those things, and it just, like, I don't know why it made me think this, but it kind of made me think of like superhero movies. Like, social media apps and superhero movies are the same thing in that there's going to be the handful of the big ones that are the blockbusters, but if you make like 60 more, that doesn't mean you're going to have 60 more movies that all make $1 billion, because there's just not that many people going to see that many movies. It physically is not possible.
It's like when they were when people were leaving Twitter when Elon Musk bought Twitter, and they were going to Mastodon. That was a thing for like a week or two. Oh yeah, go to Mastodon if you like Twitter. Now nobody knows what the fuck Mastodon. What you mean, like from Power Rangers? Is that what you're talking? Mastodon, pterodactyl, that thing? No, that's a social app.
Well, you had all these other like news organizations, like you had the BBC and Washington Post and different ones saying, or CNN, I think was one that were saying that they were going to suspend their content on Twitter while they evaluate the platform. They're all there right now. They're all there right now.
It took them like a minute. You know what? I think we should keep Twitter. Yeah. Okay, we've evaluated it. We're still here.
That's a combination of them thinking they're way more important than they are, and them trying to wish it into being that the platform would collapse under Musk. And when it didn't, they were like, oh, we'd better stick around. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, they're businesses that are trying to reach customers, right? So if more customers are there, it just makes sense. I mean, I don't know. But then again, on the same token, like, I'm not one of these hardcore like Elon Musk super fans or anything. Like, he's a defense contractor. He's made a ton of money signing deals with the feds and the Defense Department and other dumb crap, and he's provided them with things and stuff. So screw him too. He's gotten a bunch of handouts, just like everyone in his socio-political class has. But I don't know. But at the end of the day, like us, like as content creators, it's like, well, I don't like Facebook. I hate Facebook. I hate Facebook. Facebook has basically destroyed my social media presence and then built it up and destroyed it again, then built it up, then destroyed it again. Like, I'm on my 4th iteration. Jeez. But if I don't post anything to Facebook, then I'll get people who will then message me and say, hey, do you still do the show? Did you quit? And I'm like, nah, man, we do a show every Wednesday night at 9 Eastern time. I'm like, oh, I just haven't seen it in a while. And I'm like, well, whose fucking fault is that? Like, it's like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to go on like a huge rant on your show or anything, but
go ahead,
I do my show as if it were a TV show. Like, obviously, but I also do it in terms of it being like on a network, like a television network, meaning it literally comes on TV at 9 o'clock Eastern time every Wednesday night. It has for almost 6 years, Shane. And I have
Wow.
people to this day that maybe I haven't really noticed them like or comment in a while, and they'll send me a DM saying, "Hey man, heard you quit doing the show." Like, "Oh, where'd you hear that from?" "Oh, I just haven't seen it in a while."
So you're
Whose fault
lying.
is that? And it's
You
like,
heard
well,
nothing.
and it's like, well, it's on all the places. It's like here's a screenshot of me and Dave with like holding today's newspaper. I don't know what you want me to give you. And they're like, well, it just hasn't popped up in my feed. It's like, okay, so you're relying on big tech to inform you about me. The person who says the only way to go to heaven is to kill cops. And you think the big tech is going to tell you when my show's on. Nah, man. You just
And you tell people to subscribe to all these different places, the YouTube.
Mhm.
It's like, just go there, like Odyssey, wherever, like, why is it just Facebook? It's probably these boomers, I'm guessing, right? These boomers watching your show.
I want so desperately for somebody with more money than us to come along and like have an actual legit network with even a shred of support and funding behind it to just pick us up so that I don't have to
Yeah.
do that anymore. Because I know you do it too, that you're putting your stuff out on like 87 different platforms because you're like,
Mhm.
well, I'm just trying to satisfy everybody. Because there's like Joe Bob over here is like, no, man, that platform's for the devil. I only use fucking Mastodon. You're like, well, shit,
Yeah.
let me put the show on Mastodon. Otherwise, Jim Bob's gonna look me up in the yellow pages or some shit. So I do that, and it's like, dude, I would love to just have a single place and be like I'm helping. Like it comes on at the same time every week. In fact, and if you can't be there live, it's okay. It's there right now. It's all the
Yeah.
episodes. It's all there right now. You go watch
Yeah.
it. No, man, I hadn't seen you in a while. Heard you quit.
It's not like you
Shane,
go live and then you put it on Patreon right after. It's like, okay, you have to watch it at Patreon now.
I'm so glad you just mentioned Patreon because that's exactly what I was about to say. I've had a couple of people who were subscribed to my Patreon, and God bless them. Like I'm very grateful. It blows my mind that anyone would give me like $10 because
Yeah.
I call people dick shitters. But so these people are signed up to my Patreon, and then like 3 months later they say, "Oh, do you not do the show anymore?" And I'm like, "Have you just been paying me for nothing?" If that's true, I should quit doing the show. It's just passive income now. I'll just move on to something else.
They're just giving you money that kind of their good heart, Maybe they have $250 million lying around. $10 for Alan Mosley a month is fine. Why not?
I don't know why this made me think of this, but have you all these shitty little pre-roll and mid-roll ads on YouTube? Have you seen the ones for like there's some program that Quicken has out now where it will look at your bank account and it will find subscriptions that you're signed up for that you forgot about, and it will save you money. And I'm like, how rich are these people that they just sign up for shit and don't remember it? Like, I don't know about you, but if I have $3.50 missing this month and I don't know where it went, I'm like, I'm never gonna. First of all, I'm never gonna financially recover from this. I'm done. This is how I got to declare bankruptcy. And two, I'm shutting that shit down tonight. It's over. I'll just empty. I'll just close my bank account. That's probably the safest way to do it.
Yeah, you
I'll just
might as well
close my
start the
account
grid completely.
Yeah, just get off the. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna Ruby
Put
Ridge.
your cash in a shoebox. That's where
Yeah.
my savings are in a shoebox. It's locked and everything like that. You
Yeah.
can't get in there because where my savings is at.
Yeah, exactly. We're going back to the mattress form of savings and loan, but
The good old days.
But apparently that's a thing. There's just people who they see something, they just sign up for a monthly, or maybe they get caught up in these things where you do a trial and then after the trial you get charged and then they just pay it. And I'm like, apparently everyone has more money than me. That's all I've learned from this whole thing. All I've learned from that commercial is everyone in this commercial is richer than I am.
Yeah, some of those commercials that come on YouTube, you're like, I don't know if I want. Maybe I should take the ads off because some of the ads you're just like, ugh.
Yeah,
I don't know what the product is. I never go past it. I never go like far enough to know. It's always like that one where the fairy godmother comes on, but it's clearly a drag queen. It's clearly a dude. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm a fairy godmother. I was like, okay, fuck you. Like, whatever.
Okay.
Come on.
Do y'all have that? Do y'all have, like, y'all are on YouTube? Do y'all have ads on your YouTube? Like, do y'all have?
Yeah, Ooh, 35 cents. Yes. All right.
Okay.
We're rich.
So do you know what ads are playing on your own shit? Because I don't. My channel got monetized like last year because I was streaming Monday Night Football. Don't tell anyone. But anyway, I was we were just watching football, and so we're monetized now. And I have no idea what kind of shit they're playing during my stuff. And now I'm paranoid about it. Maybe I need you to go like pull up something and tell me. It's probably something just god awful. It's probably
You'll be hilarious. The only way you go to heaven is to kill a cop. It's like a police recruitment video.
it could be like Go Navy, or it's going to be. This is the thing that I know. This is my guess. Erectile dysfunction. That's my guess.
I don't know. I mean, have you been suffering with erectile dysfunction lately? You know, do you need some help in that area? Then,
I mean, not yet today, but
okay.
I'll keep you informed. Apparently they have chocolates now for that. But
oh, come on.
Yeah, you haven't seen those?
No.
They're called Hims, and it's chocolate, and you eat the chocolate. And apparently these couples say they can't leave the bedroom because my boyfriend ate chocolate, and now our dinner plans are ruined.
So wait. I think I'm talking about. There's a Hims and there's a Hers, right?
I have no idea what Hers is. I just assume all women are robots, but Hims is chocolate, and apparently it's just laced to the gills with Viagra, basically.
Jeez, what's like a fucking weed brownie or something like that?
Like it sounds retarded, but now I'm thinking I should get them as a sponsor.
Maybe you could read a sponsor for them and like Norm Macdonald, we were just like joking the whole time, like the man grades. Oh, they're revolutionizing how you grill. You could put chicken and steak on it. Revolutionize. Put chicken and steak on it. Wow.
Yeah. By the way, I looked into that. You can't get the man grate. I already tried. I would totally do the man grate, but they don't do that anymore. I wonder why. I don't know, but they don't do that anymore. Yeah. Well, like, you know, we've got Fox and Sons right here, which are super awesome. I'm even wearing like they actually just pay me to be a billboard now. But yeah, I need some more sponsors. We'll do Hims. We'll do Hims and Hers.
And then that would come up with like a they and whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Hims and Hers and theys and thems are all different products for totally different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, what the hell are we talking about right now?
I don't know. Now we're talking about erectile dysfunction pills or something like that.
It's because the other commercials that I get, like not on my channel, because I have no idea what plays on my channel when I'm watching other shit. Because the ads are supposed to be personalized, right? Like it's all they're all surveilling you, and so they know what you click on and stuff. My ads are like in Spanish now, and I don't know what happened, but I need to reset the wheel. Is all
you said hola once, and they go, "Oh, this guy knows Spanish."
Yeah, right. Like I was talking about how hot the chick was at Pancho's, our local Mexican restaurant, and now boom, my ads are in Spanish. Like they're trying to help me get laid. I don't know. But
or you said a Mexican racial slur, and they go, "Oh, this guy means business."
Yeah, well, exactly, because the actual Mexicans love that shit. So now they're gonna give you stuff in Hispanic. Yeah. So
what's that brand? Goya, like Goya beans. Oh,
yes,
beans. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, you just said it. You're screwed now, man. It's over for you. That's all you're gonna get now. I got on Facebook. So on YouTube, I've gotten Spanish and erectile dysfunction, and on Facebook, I've gotten female clothes and lingerie, and Publix, like the grocery store chain, and oh shit, what was the other one? Because I see it all the fucking time, like Scott's Miracle Grow. Like lawn care stuff, which at one point in time I had a nice lawn. Now, but that was many years ago. I live in a townhouse now, and I don't do any lawn care. So I don't know. I feel bad for them. They're wasting their money because they're advertising. They're advertising grass seed and shit to me, which there's a 0% chance I'll buy.
Yeah, I don't know. The personalized ads are weird because sometimes you'll be talking about, I want to go out and maybe get a hotel somewhere and hang out, and all of a sudden, you freaking hotel.com comes out and nowhere. What the fuck?
That's the stuff that actually kind of creeps me out is when you see an ad that you haven't seen before and you can specifically remember something related to that you just said in passing to someone else, and it's like, dude, they're listening. Like they have to be, right? Because how would they know? They are 100% listening. But this is
I tried that. I tried that experiment. I tried an experiment where I would say, "Oh yeah, I need a new microphone. I need a new microphone. Hey, computer, phone. Guess what? I need a new microphone. Can you give me an ad for mic?" I would just say that like intentionally. Nothing. I wouldn't get any ads for microphones because like, oh, no, we're gonna give you an ad for Hershey's chocolate. Ah, god damn it.
That's what the hymns looks like. It looks like bars,
like you break it off and you take one.
Well, yeah, because you have to have the right dosage. Apparently, you don't just eat the whole candy bar. I don't know.
Maybe someone should try that. See what happens. I guess to have a boner for 5 weeks or something, right?
It
will go away.
Yeah, the whole 4 hours. Contact a doctor. Yada yada yada. All that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. But see, the other side of this coin though is this is exactly why I would never spend my own money to buy ads to promote my own content, specifically because if I'm seeing ads that 100% are not for me, like I'm not one of their customers, I don't even speak this language, whatever, then that tells you that that's exactly what they would do to you. They would show your ad to people that are like active, that are combative. They are like aggressively against what you're about. I actually tried that before several years ago when we were still doing the gold standard. I did some promoted ad stuff like on Facebook and things, and we would get more impressions, as they like to say in social media, but it would never convert to anything because I suspect two things. Either A, they're just showing it to just randos around the world who they don't even know what this is, so they just scroll right past it.
Right.
Or two, they show it to people that are not really your demographic. Like if you know me and then you're going to advertise my show and then you advertise my show to like your they be friend who thinks that kids are just really cute, then they're not going to like my show. And it's like so that just wasted 5 cents of my ad, right?
Yeah.
Because it showed it to somebody who there's a 0% chance they're going to like my show. And I know that they do it because they're doing it to freaking Publix. So of course they'll do it to me.
Publix.
I do kind of like Publix though.
Well, so another bad segue. I should have like a little thing that goes bad segue, and it's like we're talking about something completely different, and then let's go to this other thing that has nothing to do with.
Here, well, let's see if I can try one for you. We'll do this. There we go.
There you go. Okay, bundle of sticks. All right. So this is kind of going back to the Elon Musk thing. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are apparently going to go into a cage match. They're going to fight for some reason. And apparently it could bring in over $1 billion. Like it could be the biggest fight ever. And so I know you do meme of the week on your show. So I wanted to show you a meme.
Okay.
To kind of tie all this together, this whole thing that we've been doing here.
Okay.
So here it is. So if you remember Space, the owner, Tom Anderson, when you create a profile, oh, Tom, he's your first friend. Wow, so nice. So here's the meme, and he tweets, "That's a lot of brain power / market cap at risk." And the meme is, imagine this plot twist during the Zuck Musk fight. He just comes out of nowhere and jumps on. It's great.
Wonder what that guy's doing.
I think he's a photographer. This is like a new hobby. Like his bio is new hobby: surfing, architecture, design, photography, golf. You know, the usual rich guy stuff.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
exactly. But not deep sea adventures, apparently.
No, not unless he wants to take pictures, but he probably just rather take pictures on top of the ocean, not actually in the ocean,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I know I've seen people say that, like, why couldn't, like why couldn't Bill Gates and
Oh, that'd be great.
let people like that have gone to go see the Titanic? That's what they should do.
Bill Gates and Anthony Fauci. Okay, who's one person? Okay, we'll end this with this question since you know what? I'm gonna do this now. 3 questions, just really quick.
Okay,
Just,
all right.
just for you, because I know you do this with your show. So the first question is, who's the one person that you wished was on that submersible down there that was completely imploded and non-existent?
God, it's only one, because I'm a really
Just
vindictive
one.
person. It's really hard to just be one, man. I don't know. Probably if I had to just pick one right off the top of my head, I'd probably say Hillary Clinton.
Ooh, that's a good choice. Hillary Clinton.
Actually, John Bolton would be another great choice.
Walrus man.
Mitch McConnell, that'd be a good one. I'm trying to think of people who have been like a DC elite for many, many years who will never suffer any negative rebirth. But see, then their death is too quick. Like I want these people to suffer. These people are just gonna be lights out.
Well, I guess their suffering would be knowing that their death is coming, like knowing it's happening.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's just dig up John McCain and do him again. That's final answer. All right.
And then Meghan McCain go to the funeral again.
Yeah.
She's crying over the grave, the coffin again.
Yeah.
And then the Libertarian Party will tweet about it again.
Yeah. Happy holidays.
Controversy where everybody was talking about it. That's crazy. Congratulations.
I remember I remember when that happened and we only very briefly mentioned it. And my only take on that is that like, if you want to say that it wasn't in good taste because you're just such a goody two shoes, then that's your prerogative. All I'm saying is that these people hate you and want you dead. So I'm just, I don't give a shit. I'm happy John McCain is dead. I feel very comfortable saying that. I'm actually so happy he's gone. Like, that's great.
How dare you? He's an American hero. How dare you?
Jeff Sessions is another one. He's a good one.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Yeah. Nancy Pelosi. That's a good one.
Ooh. Nancy Pelosi. How about Barack Obama? I gotta get some diversity in there. Get a black guy in there. Half black guy in there, actually. Guy was born in Kenya.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's the first gay president, so.
Is he though? I thought it was Bill Clinton.
No, Bill Clinton was the first black president. Obama was the first gay president.
Right. That's right. That would correlate a black gay. Blacks don't do homosexuality. Nope.
Like, I'm old enough to remember that. I'm old enough to remember when Clinton was running and him going on like Arsenio Hall and shit and playing a saxophone and people saying the joke, using joke, saying out loud that this is our black president right here, and everyone thinking that was so great. And I think that was because at that time they thought this was the closest thing they were going to get. And so I remember that wasn't even a joke. They thought that this is our version of a black president was Bill Clinton, fucking dude from Arkansas. And then he ended up killing a guy. Yeah, they killed him. They killed. Yeah, like all their friends have committed suicide. Isn't that nuts?
I know, crazy. I don't know how he was able to shoot himself in the back of the head 3 times, but hey, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway. Okay, question number 2, euthanasia.com. There you go. Question number 2. We talked about this, the Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg cage fight. Who do you think would actually win that fight if that were to actually happen? Who do you think would win?
Okay, so the big question is that when they say cage fight, because I know Zuckerberg's been going to like jiu-jitsu tournaments and shit. And I mean, whatever, cool, more power to him. but he's like 39, which is kind of old for to be getting into that life. But Elon Musk is 51. Elon Musk is going to have a coronary in the walkout. On the other hand, Elon Musk is in weight class terms, he's literally a light heavyweight. And that's being generous. And Zuckerberg is like a welterweight. So like if they legit were planning on doing this, as I want to know, is it like an actual MMA rules? Because if it is, that's striking, that's grappling, that's everything, right? It's not just jiu-jitsu. It's not just like a submission tournament. It's punches, kicks, the whole 9 yards. And two, is this just catch weight? Like, are they going to make Zuckerberg put on weight and Elon Musk has to lose some and meet somewhere in the middle? Or are they just doing it as is? So I don't know. Generally speaking, I think the bigger, heavier guy would automatically win. But if you've ever seen like these beach pictures of Elon Musk, that dude's not in great shape. I think Mark Zuckerberg could actually just kind of dance around the octagon for a while, and he would just tap out because he'd be like, I'm out of breath. So I'm actually going to say Zuckerberg, even though I hate to say that. I'm actually going to say Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I think like saying Elon Musk probably does have that weight, kind of the size advantage. I don't know what the reach is. I'm sure they'll give us a whole breakdown if they actually happen. Oh yeah, here's the weight, here's the height, and the reach, and they're specially is it like, I guess Mark Zuckerberg would be more of he wants to be on the ground, and Elon Musk wants to be wants to be striker or something like that, I guess. I don't know.
Well, yeah, well, see, but that's weird though, because if you have like a 55-pound weight advantage, then you would be perfectly content to grapple and go to the ground because your weight's going to be huge. Whereas the lighter guy would want to keep it standing and stay out of a grapple. But in their case, Zuckerberg, again, I hate Mark Zuckerberg, so I would love for him to get just smothered by a fat guy. But but he actually has been training and he seems to be in pretty good shape. And Elon Musk he's got the dad bod, as they like to say. Yeah. And that's being nice to say it's only a dad bod and not he's just heavily overweight. So hey, dude, he's 51. You can't have never been in a cage fight and then have a cage fight at 51. I guess the only thing I'll say, so my final answer is Mark Zuckerberg, based entirely on the fact that Musk outweighs him by 50, but it's not 50 pounds of muscle.
Well, I did read that they'll probably do it for like a charity. So, I mean, the freaking billionaires, so why they need the money. So let's do it for charity, which that's fine. I guess I can get where they're coming from on that one.
If they actually, if they're seriously going to do it and it seriously was going to happen and it was going to be for charity, they're going to be wearing gear. They're going to be wearing the full size boxing gloves. They're going to be wearing the sparring helmets and the knee braces. Like, they're not going to go in there like UFC. I think they're going to have a whole lot of rules, and like, they may even have like open palm strikes and stuff like that to avoid serious injury and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, if they were basically just going to box, then I would lean a little bit more towards Elon Musk because he's just a bigger dude. And I mean, what's he got to do? Land one haymaker on a guy 50 pounds lighter than him. But I don't know. In an actual cage fight, I'm going to go against my instincts and say the smaller guy would win.
All right. So last question.
All right.
So you had talked about how on your like before you went live for your show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before you went to do your thing, you had said, if I can find it, you said that you got Jew jokes and black jokes and handicap jokes and all that stuff. So I want to know, what is your favorite race joke? What's your favorite racial joke that you've heard, that you like to say? The one that makes you laugh the hardest?
I'm
putting it on the spot.
Well, I don't think I can say those on your show is a big issue with that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I would hate to have to put you in the position where you're going to have to go do some editing
Yeah, we're like an hour, and we're over an hour. It's fine. They're not going to watch that far. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm actually going to pull up my notepad that has all my favorite jokes in it, specifically of this nature. Let's see if I can find it here.
That's why you love comedy, when you have some jokes on your phone.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's see if I can actually find it. I actually switched phones recently, and who knows, maybe I just lost my notepad and I don't have it anymore. Yeah, here we go. So I'll give a few. So I hear people say that all cops are bastards, but could you imagine if all bastards were cops? There'd be a lot more diversity in the force that way. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, how bad? Be honest. How bad
Let's
do you
go.
want to have to? Okay. Like, I like to tell racist jokes, but you got to stick with what you know. Like, I don't know how to pronounce this stuff. Like, is it Hasidic Jews? Hasidic. How do you pronounce it? Ashkenazi. Ashkenazi. You know what? Let's just call them niggers. Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, you're welcome. I don't know how many times that's been said on your show, but there you go. You're welcome.
You're the first person, so congratulations. There should be like some balloons or something coming on for that one.
Yeah. The only balloons I have are for people killing themselves. It's not for racist jokes. Yeah. You've been holding out on me this whole time.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there's like a perfect opportunity to use that. Nice.
Yeah, that's the damn problem we have. Is I'm always telling Dave, whenever I say something funny, you got to hit the button, and he's like, well, I didn't know it was supposed to be funny. Like, bastard.
You gotta work on your timing, man. You're like, hey, remember, you should know when the jokes end, right when the joke is over.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So because we did in this last week's show, we had Jew jokes and black jokes and handicap jokes, because I called it the triple crown of unemployable.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
but
on the flip side, the Jews would probably make it rain. Or oh God, see, I screwed it up again. Jeez,
yeah,
I'm really good at this.
No, see, well, your premise is already wrong, because I actually have said this at one of my live shows before. Is that the weather's the only thing the Jews don't control.
I was going to say that they can make it snow in New York in April.
Oh well, yeah.
I'm
trying to remember. I'm trying to remember the exact wording. Jerry Seinfeld, of all people, Jerry Seinfeld had his favorite Jew joke, because he told it to Norm. Actually, he told Norm Macdonald, and I don't remember now exactly how it's worded, but he had said that it was the kind of joke that only other Jews would get, because it's very subtle.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, and I don't remember the wording of it now.
Was something along the lines of two Jews bump into each other, and one of them asks, "How are you doing?" He's like, "I'm doing fine," or something like that. Something along those lines. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, wait, hold on. What's your favorite racist joke?
So, wow, my favorite racist joke, man. I don't know if I can think of any. Usually they kind of just off the cuff, like I don't think I have jokes. I think I just kind of start calling people names. Right? That would be a joke in itself. Like if someone called me a gook or something like that, or a chink, it'd be hilarious to me. I think that'd be funny. I'm not maybe half offended, I guess, because I'm half. So maybe I'm half offended. The other half is like laughing his ass off. So it's kind of like, it's a good balance, right? I don't know. Huh. I'm a good host. I don't have an answer for my own question. This is great.
Yeah. Well, see, if you had told me before the show started, like, hey, these are going to be the questions, I would have had you like 400 racist jokes just ready to go. But now that I'm sitting here, I literally had to go look up a couple.
I had to put you on the spot.
Yeah, because another funny thing is the whole 1352 statistic thing, but apply it to everything. That I've actually laughed quite a bit of times at that. It's like, why is like the whole 13% of the population commit 52% of the violent crime thing, but then apply that to anything else. Like if people are talking about, whatever, why is it that only 13% of submersibles commit 52% of implosions under sea? Because people know what you're saying, You could literally swap out any words and use those numbers, and there's going to be people who are going to, like, they get it, they know.
Okay, so we'll end it there. Let everyone know where they can. You like that, right?
I don't know. If I were you, when it comes time to upload this episode, I would end it like 43 minutes ago. That's what I would do. But
yeah.
All I'm saying is, the question that you have to leave for viewers is that who's the person who gets a pink slip when they go into work Monday morning? The person who said the word, or the person hosting the show on which the word was said?
I mean,
why not both?
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I'm putting your whole thing here in jeopardy, basically, because of.
Yeah, my whole thing's in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you use codes ITL, you get 18% off orders $25.99 or more at Fox and Sons, foxandsons.com. Yeah. He loves, by the way, I don't know if you knew this or not, but that's a whole shtick that we do. I do the ad reads live, and I say the most horrible shit you can think of right next to when I'm going to advertise one of my sponsors. So I'll be like, yeah, I don't want gay people in my community. They all rape kids. So let me tell you about tonight's sponsor, which is Tennessee Hot Sauce Company, which you can find at tnhotsauceco.com. Yeah, my sponsors love when I do that.
Which some like other companies like Sherry's Berries or there you go. Nice.
Yeah. This is the ginger jalapeno, because redheads need love too, but they got to pay. Yeah.
You okay? We'll end it here. Let people know where they can find your show and where they can follow you on social media.
All right. So Twitter, Facebook, wherever, it's at Alan Mosley TV, ALANMOSLEY TV, everywhere. If you go to Alan Mosley TV, you'll find me. And if you're looking for the show, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, on podcast version, YouTube on podcast version is Spotify, Google, iTunes, wherever. It's Too Late with Alan Mosley. That's it. Just type in It's Too Late with Alan Mosley or Alan Mosley TV on every website and just see what happens. Type it in on Pornhub. Tell me what happens. Actually, you know what? Go look it up on YouTube right now and tell me what the fuck ads play. I'm kind of scared. I want to know. So somebody, when you hear this, when this episode comes out, message me at Alan Mosley TV and tell me, hey, I saw erectile dysfunction when I watched your show.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be getting messages for sure. I'm sure we'll be getting messages.
I'm sure I'll be getting messages. I just don't know if it's for this.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is it. It's over. Like, this is probably the last episode of the whole show. So thanks. I appreciate that. And if we do have a show next week, which is highly unlikely now, so I really appreciate that. Our guest that was scheduled actually for next time is Mark Huffman, so he'll be on. But again, this could be the last episode. So.
I did you a favor. You should be thanking me.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think it's run its course. Right? I think it's about time.
You should come on It's Too Late again and say something just unforgivable so that I can finally move on with my life.
I'll have to think about that. Yeah, I have to think of what I'm gonna say.
Mhm.
I'm gonna think about this. I'm not lying. Like the cage fight between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg is gonna happen. So
Well,
All
wait,
right.
hold on. Who? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to hijack your finale, but who did you
Oh,
say was
who
going to
do
win?
you? I would probably say Elon, just because I like him like slightly more, and I just want to. Plus, just to see a bigger guy just toppling over a skinny guy would be hilarious. It'd just be funny, I think, in that aspect.
I think it would be funny, but I don't know. My real prediction is there's just no way. There's just no way this is going to happen. I don't. Like, doesn't that stuff have to be sanctioned? Like, doesn't an athletic commission have to sign off on it for it to take place? There's no way a 51-year-old dude is just going to be allowed to walk in there and do that shit. There's no. Come on.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. All right.
Really
I'm sorry to be such a killjoy. We'll watch the fat guy beat up the lizard person. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. So if we are here next time, we'll see you in the next one. Maybe. The truck's backing up because they're hearing us. I think it's time to end this episode.
And smash that like button.
Yeah, smash that like
Just
button.
break your computer.
And don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
Bye.
Bye.